Perfect. Email security. So we all, and I think you even mentioned it, email is probably the number one threat vector for all of us. A lot of these attacks are either initiated or done, executed through this vector of attack. Email security has also evolved over time. And this system specifically, or this layer, is specifically to lay on top of your email platform. It could be Microsoft 365, it could be your Google Workspace, all different types of platforms out there and where this lives. Now, one of the typical things, Chris, that maybe you can help address for the people viewing this, our attendees today, are around, hey, Mike, once again, Microsoft is telling me they do this. Google is telling me they do this. And what we also find in those organizations is they're getting littered with spam. They're getting so many unwanted messages, bad, malicious messages as well. So, talk to us about why it's so important to have a third party system outside of Google, Microsoft, et cetera, in the environment to not only help with productivity, but also security.
Sure. And you're right. They're all doing that. Google is doing this. Microsoft is doing this, meaning that they help to understand what are the emails that are getting into your inbox. But you know what? I'll tell you something. My handyman is also telling me he's an electrician or plumber too, but I still choose to call the plumber electrician that are actually plumbers and electricians, right? Licensed and insured, and that's what they do for a living, right? So what you don't want to end up with, you don't want to end up your handyman having just doing everything around your house, right? So Microsoft is really good, and obviously I'm just referring to Microsoft 365 as an email platform. Same thing with Google, unlimited resources, huge focus on security, and that is all good. That being said, there is a lot of companies and labs, and that's how we call them, refer them as such. uh, That the only business that they are in is email security. Same thing applies to some other factors that play with that. And the thing is, in our responsible IT framework is layered in such a way that we like to bring experts to the table when we talk about specific control, right? So in this specific case, we talk about email security. So even though we have email Office 365, email with Office 365 from Google, we want to bring the expert that pays attention to that email traffic that is getting into your inbox, right? We would use the same exact analogy for endpoint protection or internet security and things like that. Even though there's some level or layer of that included in the systems that you may have, it's good to have experts pay attention to that because, to your point, again, we don't want the handyman to be doing duct work, for example, or plumbing around our house, right? It's all about that. Have experts do the job so you can sleep well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've heard somebody say 20%, maybe 30% reduction in spam and all these different messages that they were getting in comparison to just the built-in quote unquote systems there, which to me is a big productivity thing. If I'm spending an hour a day, potentially, I bet there's some folks that are deleting spam messages from my inbox to get to the ones that I actually need to get to. It's a big productivity suck out of a user.
And so that is for sure that is the case, right? That is the reality. That is a day to day of our inboxes that we're getting stuff that we don't want to get. But the other thing is, again, like you get a lot of emails from me.
Yeah,
If you get something that looks like it feels like it's from me, it's from the person that you trust. You always click on my links, you always open my attachments, right? But somebody was clever enough to make it look like it's Chris, but
yeah,
it's not Chris, and you follow just your regular emotions, right? Most likely bad things will happen. So again, we're looking for a little bit more intelligence in that controllers wearing that platform as well, right? Where you need a system that can tell you this kind of looks like Chris, but may not be Chris. There's to be
correct.
standard that comes with that in your email. And again, that's why, and this is the moment where again, we totally understand Microsoft 365 has some of that, Google has some of that, but you know what? We want an expert to give us a second set of eyes on this kind of messaging.